Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the new video. If you're new here, welcome. These videos are basically just me designing and redesigning characters for a comic book I'm working on. It's an Irish mythology storyline where a group of teenagers get stuck in a mythological otherworld of monsters and mayhem. Originally, this was the character sketch I did for the main character. As I redrew him again and again, I kind of got a bit too bogged down with trying to get him perfect every time, trying to keep the nose the same shape or the wild hair. So I began in the last few weeks now just trying to simplify the characters a lot, making them slightly more anime just for ease of drawing. So I've gone from this character to this. I'm still trying to keep a slight bit of the wild hair, slightly bigger eyes, a bit more emotional looking, and very much more simpler nose. And the mouth is just pretty much, they're just going to be lines just to give it a simpler action on the face. So this was the first character head I did. I like to do a character sheet of heads just for different 3/4 angles and side angles, and then for different expressions, just to get an understanding of the character before I start drawing full body poses or trying to add them into comic panels. So this was the first head, then I did the sketch on top. So this is the final front view of the character I'm going for. I'm not certain, but there's a few bits I'm not finished on here, like the eye is a little off center, he's just kind of a bit cockeyed. It was a starting point, and then after that we did the first 3/4 view with a wide open mouth expression and a slightly more angry brow. Still not certain about the eyes. I always struggle with the perspective of a turning head, especially around the eyes. They either look too similar to each other and without the perspective depth. And there was the 3/4 plain expressions, and then after that we had the 3/4 slightly smirky face. Okay, then after that there was another 3/4 open mouth, this time shocked expression in the eyes, so slightly more upturned nose. I like this one. You can see the teeth and the curve of the eyebrows really add the expression to it. Finally, this session there was the side profile. This is where I would find it difficult moving from either a front view or a 3/4 to the side, is the hair more than anything. Trying to keep that consistent, but also not exactly the same, but so you can tell it's the same hairstyle, but different in some ways. Those are the character heads that I've done for this character. So this is the character sketches I did for the heads. Just a time lapse of everything. So you can see I did a basic underlaid sketch, and then I inked over on top, and then I used the guidelines to set up the position of the features in the face, so the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the chin, and the hairline. I was trying to do as many different kind of mouth expressions and eye expressions as I could, just to see if I could keep a consistent face across all of them, while still keeping it in this new anime style. I think it worked out pretty well. I got some nice images, nice expressions on the different heads. And next up is the full body pose. So this is the pose I'm playing with today. It's just the standard standing pose. Hands in the pockets because I didn't want to draw fingers this time. So the head, I just used the standard circle, created my jaw shape and the neck out of that, and then I worked the hairline completely. For the body, I started with the shoulders to get the width of the body, and then line across to get the traps going up to the neck. For the torso, again, just a longer box, just a triangle for the pelvis. I just got the length of the knee and the length of the ankle, and then just boxes for the feet. Gives me a basic starting point. So from there, I created this. So I just did another pencil sketch on top of that, just to get a bit more detail, a bit more likeness of the character that I'm going for. So we just have the same face, a bit more curve to the lines. I changed a bit of the hair width just to bring it closer to the shape of the head. For the clothes, this is something I'm still working on, is getting clothes look like they're actually sitting on a character. So I've just been playing with creases and folds, and where the cloth will be bunched up underneath the armpits or hanging underneath the chest area. And as I get closer, you can kind of see I've been just putting an X in wherever I feel like I'm going to have this area shaded. For the arms, again, trying to use the shoulder as a pinch point, so all of the cloth flowing from there down, but always having that straight line for the edge. The arms, just simple enough curve around the forearm muscle here, and then on the inside of the forearm, that little kind of bulge, and just the elbow, and you can't really see the biceps, so that was handy. Same with the other side, slightly bulged on one side. The hands, again, I had them in the pocket, so I didn't have to do a finger, so I just had to do the thumb. Again, the trousers, I was going for more of a jeans look, so it's going to be heavily bunched and darker creases up the top around the groin area, and then kind of just splaying out from the crotch down towards the knee, and then pretty much always going towards the outside of the knee. So then they seem to bunch up a lot at the backs of the calves and on the under part of the knee there, so just underneath where the fabric would be hanging a bit looser around the shin, and then as the trousers bunch up around the ankles, a bit more kind of curvy shaded areas gathering as it gets towards the foot. The feet, I just used the box as a frame to get the curve of the sneakers. That's the point I have the character at the moment. So this is the time lapse of the whole drawing process for the main pose. This probably took me about 2 hours. I'm not the quickest artist, but it's something I'm working on, so we'll see if we get any better. And that's it from me today. Thanks so much for watching, it really means a lot. If you've got any questions about this comic that I'm drawing, or ideas for what you'd like to see in the next video, drop a comment below. I'm still pretty new to making videos, so bear with me. Hopefully they'll keep getting better the more I make. Catch you in the next one.